Hello YouTube, we're out in the cold shop freezing our feet just for you. And I'm not lying, my foot is frozen. We're still trying to heat it up. We had to shut the heat down to go out and do some spot welding. We're going to attempt to braze our propane tank with this. We'll bring it down here, propane tank stove. We're going to attempt to do our seam. You do not want to know what happened to me. I had a blowout right there, and I welded that thing, and I ground down the spot weld. I bet you can't tell it, but look inside. See that mess? That's all you get to see. Oh, it was terrible. I'm out there in the cold spot welding this framing, and the bottom sunk in a little bit. It actually pulled the tank in, but that gap don't matter. The reason that gap is so big, because this thing is bigger till it goes in, then it gets, the hole gets bigger, because this was still flared out, you know, like that. Anyway, back to the rod. We're going to show you, we chop these up little bitty pieces, because we put them in the package, we're going to fold it over, and then we'll seal it up real good. We will take some pictures of the back of what this stuff is supposed to do, then we're going to test it. So we haven't even tested them yet. Okay, correction, I hope you watched the whole video. There is no silver in these rods from what I serve, what do they call that when you research? But there is nickel, but there is no real silver. So the silver is meaning the color, because it's more silver than brass. That's what I got by researching. There is no silver in these rods, but there is nickel. You know somebody's going to not watch the video, they're going to jump all over me. So there's my disclaimer. Oh, we're out of here. Okay, there's no nickel in these rods like cast iron, but see what it says? Different metals, stainless steel, cast iron, nickel, and brass alloys. Because we want to try to braze steel to them brass screws, like to make a handle. And we're not going to give you all the warnings and all that. I suppose we could pan down through it. And we don't get paid when we buy and show you this stuff. So let's just pan real slow. You can stop this whenever you want. We'll do the whole thing in every language. There you go. And I got these off Amazon. It cost me 20 bucks to get these to my door. Let me pause. Okay, we even took a picture of this, the tensile strength. Now, from what I got, supposedly, and I researched a little bit, and you know, in the questions and answers on Amazon, I tried finding a temperature for brazing rod. Most people said yes, these will melt. Just if you can melt brazing rod, you can melt these. Well, my brazing rod is not an eighth of an inch thick. And I know we're going to need that kind of flux. So we're going to go off and test it on a piece of the propane tank, and we'll be back and show you what happened. Okay, if it can focus. This looks promising. See how big of a blob I got in there? And I even took the torch and went underneath so it would spread. See how it does look silverish? I would say it takes about the same amount of heat as my brass rod. Because it can be, you know, the brass rod's smaller, it does take a lot of heat. What we want to do is do these seams of the stove. See that? Don't look at the bottom like I said. This had to be, and there's going to be an air intake down there. So I was allowed to cut it out bigger. That way get it up and square it up. See where I welded behind? See where there's a gap up here? Back off. See that? I mean, you're not going to notice it's bad. But we don't want smoke pouring out it. So, that's the whole objective. We're going to go ahead and do this. And then we'll probably show you in a different video. So, thanks for watching this short video on this. It seems like the flux, see how hot it got? Some of that's my fault for getting the rod down there too close. You know, you got the flame. So, if flux is not going to melt normally, probably that high up in the air with a bigger torch. But I can't really tell you, because it wants to melt like right now. But I took a couple good pictures of that. And we'll get it up on the table and maybe take a couple more. So thanks for watching.